an automatic tyre inflator. So I've seen this listed on eBay as spares or repair. I think it was about £5 I paid for it. I'll just bring the listing up. And the interesting thing was the guy has had a look at it himself, and he said the motor and the mechanism inside is actually all right, but it won't sort of start when you put power to it. It's also got a built-in light and that and stuff as well, which apparently that works. So I messaged the guy and told him what I wanted the unit for, and he said, I'll just pick up what he said. Actually, it's a bit strange. He says that's a bit of a coincidence. He says I'm a subscriber of my mate Vince, and your channel has just literally popped up today as well. And he says I was going to check it out. He says, so to think what my inflator is going to be in one of your videos. He says that's a bit spooky. So yeah, if you haven't seen Vince's channel, I'll just pull it up on the screen there. I suggest you check it out. He's a good guy. He repairs a variety of things just like me, and yeah, he's a good guy, as I say. Right, let's have a look at this then. So he attached a little label there saying best of luck. So let's hope the electron gods are on our side today then. Right, let's just get it out of the box, out of the pouch here. And it comes with a couple of adapters there. There's one's for attaching to a battery. I guess they're for like a motorbike battery, so you could just leave it connected all the time, and a cigarette lighter attachment thing. So let's get the pipe out of here. There's the cable. So I think we're connected up to the bench power supply. I'll just use these crocodile clip things here, and we'll power it up and see what it does. Right, I'll just connect this up and we'll be back in a more. Right, I've got it hooked up to the bench power supply. We don't seem to be getting anything, so I'll tell you what, let's get the test meter out. I'll just check we're getting power. That's strange. Right, there we go. Got 13.2 on the crocodile clips there. Right, we're still not getting anything on the output here. Now I know there's a fuse just here. So I'll just check that. Just put the multimeter onto continuity. Yep, so the fuse is okay. But we're not getting anything. Right, let's take it apart and see what's going on. I'll just switch the power supply off for now, so we haven't got the fan whirring away. And it looks like we've got, I don't know, about 7 screws on the back there. Let's grab a screwdriver. Well, the screws appear to be stuck. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. Right, so how does this come apart then? Quite easily it seems. Let's get that casing out of the way. And what have we got in here then? Right, so that's obviously the compressor motor and gears. It looks like we've got a pressure sensor just here. Looks like the LCD display board down there. Looks like a multi-position switch. That looks like the on-off switch. And let's remove that bit. Looks like we've got a small board here with the LED lights on it and a few other components. Right, so let's power it back up, and we'll get the meter on and we'll check for some voltages and things. So the guy said it was working fine and it just failed on him, so let's see what's going on then. So I've got the power supply plugged in and switched on, and it looks like the power comes in here and it goes to 2 points there. So we've got ground and 12 volts. It's actually marked on the circuit board. I'll just zoom down a bit. Let's get a better view. There we go. So ground. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, that says plus 12 volts, and that says ground. Yeah. But we've got minus 13 volts there. Yeah, well, I'll just double check we've got these wired up right. Yeah. That's right there, and we can't plug that connector in wrong. So I wonder if the crocodile clips have been put on wrong or something perhaps. I'll tell you what, let's switch the power supply off a sec. I'll just unplug this connector. And we'll just try one of the other leads. I'll tell you what, we'll use the cigarette lighter one because the centre pin is positive. And we'll just go into continuity here. So 12 volts goes to there, that's centre pin, which is correct. And that's ground, which is correct. Well, that's very odd. I wonder if those crocodile clips have been put on the wrong way or something. Let's just try this one. So, again, positive. Yeah, that's right. Ground, yeah, that's right. Let's just, so that should be 12 volts. And it isn't. That one goes to ground. And the ground goes to 12 volts. What? Are these soldered on? Yeah. Well, that's a bit odd, isn't it? So, like, the crocodile clip's been on back to front for a start. Looks like we've got a protection diode there or something possibly. So, I think that's saved it. So I need to put these on the opposite polarity, so that's something we'll have to sort out. Actually, I don't know whether to just sort that out now. I'll just quickly sort that out and then we'll try it again. Right, let's see if that's correct now. So that's it. Yeah, so positive goes to the 12 volts and ground goes to there. Right. Right, we'll hook it back up to the bench power supply now then. Right, I'll switch that on. Ah. Right, so I've got some red lights flashing there now. and we have the front lid up. Let's turn this off. Right, so that's the light, flash, and SOS. Right, so this is for setting the pressure that you want, and then you're supposed to press M. I'm sure it's supposed to come up, say on the front, it said. Oh, AC8 means. Well, it definitely doesn't seem to be doing anything. Right, let's just see if we've got, well, we almost have power there because the lights and things are working. Let's see if we can work out what's going on then. Now he did say he put 12 volts straight to the motor, and the motor runs. So what have we got here then? Well, it looks like we've got a relay there with a red wire coming out that goes to the motor. So let's just use the meter probes a sec. Get it unplugged, and we'll just try sending some voltage straight to the motor just by shorting it across. Yeah, I think I'm catching the wheel. Right, so the motor's working as he says, and the compressor's working. But for some reason it doesn't look like it's switching that relay on. So I think that's where we need to look. Now let's zoom down a bit. Looks like we've got a few different transistors around here. There's a couple of transistors, there's another one there. And another one here. I wonder what the pin out of this relay is. It looks like there's a pin not connected there. And it looks like there's a diode there. But it looks like the track, I don't know if I can zoom down any more there, yeah, there's a diode there, but it looks like the track goes underneath it. So I don't understand that. Why would you have a diode? Let's just measure that. It just doesn't quite make sense to me. I'll just switch this power supply back for a sec. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see. Let's just try that. So that's measuring short, but it looks like there's a track goes underneath it, so that just doesn't quite make sense. Why would you put a diode across a track? Don't quite get that, but anyway. Yeah, you can see the green underneath going from there to there. So if anybody's got any ideas why they would do something like that, please leave it in the comments below, because I've got no idea why they would do something like that, unless it blows that track or something. If you had something like, you know, I don't know, reverse polarity or something, maybe, I don't know. It just seems very odd. Right, so there's a diode here. So I wonder if that's the coil for this relay. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to have a quick look on the internet just to see if I can find a pin out of this relay, and then I'll be back. I've just found the pin out of this relay, or a similar one, and this one and this one are the coil. This one has like the power in or common. This one's normally closed and this one's normally open. So when you energize the coil, it switches the power from the common here to the normally open pin. So it sends power from there to the motor when the coil is energized. So let's see if we can see how the coil gets energized. Well, there's 12 volts there. So this must be the ground then. Looks like there's a diode there for back EMF to stop any voltage spikes. And then it looks like it goes to this transistor here. So I thought I'd check these transistors here. So let's just try that one. Try and keep the meter in shot. I'm getting 0.5 there, and 0.7 there, so no shorts or anything. I'll just try this one. This one might be the way around. Well, that one seems okay. So that seems to be the base, and one of these will be the collector and the emitter. And it looks like that one's ground. It looks like, sorry, this one's ground. Because when I measure it from ground here, if I just go into continuity and go from there to there. So that one's the ground, that one's the output. So maybe that's the emitter and that's the collector output going to the relay. So that means that one's the base, which looks like it goes through a couple of resistors and down towards here. Is that right? Yeah, it must be. So that's ground, so that must be the base, which comes in and goes along here to PA7. So I'm just wondering whether the fault could be with the microcontroller board that's over here. I'm not sure how we're going to test this. So I'll power it up and I'll just have a probe on some of these wires here with the meter, and we'll see what voltages we get. I'll just go off the ground off the circuit board here. Right, so we've got a 12 volt on the first pin, 5 volt on the second one, nothing on that one. We've got something jumping all over the place on there, that one there. It's the white wire. and nothing on the blue wire there. Right, let's see if I can figure out how to switch this thing on now. That there, it just said on the front. I don't know if you're seeing that or not, I don't think you did. But it just lit up on the front, so let's just measure those again. 12, 5, nothing. Bouncing all over. And a 5 volt now. So I guess the end pin here, this blue one, must be the one to tell the compressor to switch on. So it looks like that's working. So I don't know what this white wire is that's bouncing all over the place. That seems to come down to this board here as well. Let's see if that blue wire makes it down to here. Yes, we've got 5 volts to there. So I think the problem's round about here somewhere. I don't know what that white wire does, because that seems to go to this pin here, and it's a bit hard to see where it goes. So I was curious what this white wire does, so I thought I'd hook the scope up to it and just see what's going on. And this is what's happening on the scope. Oh, there we go. I'll get the wire on there properly. So I don't know if you can figure out what it is. It's the SOS thing. If I just switch it onto that, where is it? And if I probe on the wire there, we should see those red lights correspond with the peaks on the scope there. So that's what the white wire's for. It's actually to produce the so they're using the little microcontroller circuit here to produce the flash pattern for the SOS. Right, so at least I've got it narrowed down to the blue wire now, and it seems like the this control board's actually working. So the fault must be on here. I'll tell you what, I'll switch this light off. And we'll zoom down a bit again, and we'll try and have a look at this little bit of circuit now, because now we've kind of know where the problem is. Right, tell you what, I'll just switch this power supply off again. Right. So the signal comes in on this pin here, and goes along to here. So if we go into continuity now, we'll just see if it gets to here, and it does. Let's try and get the meter in shot a bit more. Oh, that's because I'm going through a resistor. Right, so the first thing it goes through is this resistor here, so let's see what value that is if we can zoom in enough. 472, so 4.7k, and the other one looks to be a 1k. And that 4.6k, close enough. 0.8, well, it's about there, so it's probably measuring through other things. So those resistors seem okay. Then we've got a transistor here. the capacitor. There's a diode there, I think. Yeah, let's just see what that diode's measuring. I wonder if that diode's shorted. It could just be that we're measuring something in circuit, but yeah, I'm going to pull that diode out. We'll try that. I'll just get a bit solder wick and a little bit of flux. And just so we know the orientation. There we go. Well, that diode actually measures okay. What else have we got? We've got a 100 microfarad capacitor there. I'll just see if well, we're getting an odd reading on that, but that could be, like I say, other components that we're measuring. That's strange. They've actually got a symbol for a capacitor here, not a diode. What? Yeah, there's some bizarre things going on with this, I think. I want to take that diode off as well, just to have a look under that. I don't think that's got anything to do with it, but I just want to see if there's anything under it, because I'm sure it looks like there's tracks underneath it. Let's just try and get that off a sec. Just get me tweezers. Oh. Yeah, there's just a track straight underneath it. That's just... I just don't understand that. Like I say, if you've got any ideas, feel free to leave it in the comments, but I just don't get that. Why would you have a diode across a track? It's just a solid track. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me. Right, we'll put it back on. I'll just check that it... Well, again, it doesn't make any difference if it's alright if it's shorted, because it's shorted in anyway. Let's turn it a little bit of a head scratcher, this one. Right, put that diode back on. I'll pull that capacitor out, we'll just have a quick look at that. And I've got my little component tester thing here, so we'll connect it up with that. So yeah, so the capacitor seems to measure okay. So I was going to put the diode back on, but it's just disappeared. So anyway, I've spent about the last 15 minutes looking for it. I've been on the floor, I've been looking around the bench, just couldn't find it. So I thought I'd play the video back, and I noticed I put my component tester here. Never guess where the diode is. What's the chances of that? A diode being stuck in the hole on the back of the component tester? It's just... yeah. So that's why I couldn't find it. So anyway, we'll pop that back in now. Either that or we'll lose it on the floor. Let's get one of the legs on first. Right. Yeah, spending ages looking for components. Right. Right, so we know it comes in here. We know those resistors are alright. That transistor measures okay. Let's see what these two resistors are. Maybe try and zoom in a bit more. So what's that? 1K, and is that 152? I can't quite see that. Was it 157? Well, we know that one's supposed to be 1K, so we'll just measure that. That's about right. 850 ohms. It measures about the same as the other 1K one. I'm just going to try this transistor again. I'm just wondering whether it is that transistor, you know. I'm not convinced, but it's because I'm getting you normally get about 0.5 each way, but I think I'm going to take that transistor off. I'll probably have to use the hot air gun for that. I might use the microscope as well, actually. Yeah, I think I'll bring the microscope in on this one. Right, just pop a little bit of flux on there first. I'll try not to set fire to the wire, so I can't really move it out of the way. Yeah, I think I might have to desolder that wire. I'll try and get this wire out of the way first. Right, let's refocus this. Right, I think I've got some of those transistors. That's the old one there, and it's got a marking of 1D on it. Right, so there's the replacement one. Just get that roughly in place. Put a bit of flux on there, I think. Right, there we go. So the new transistor's been fitted. So for measure now, we're getting about 0.6 like we were before. But on this one we were getting 1 point something, and now we're getting about 0.6 also. So I think it was that transistor that was faulty. So what we'll do now then, we'll connect the motor back up, and we'll quickly try it on the bench power supply. If it all seems okay, then we'll see if it blows the tyre up. Right, I'll put the bench power supply on. And it came on straight away there. So yeah, without us even pressing anything. So yeah, so it definitely seems to be doing something more than what it did. Right, I think we'll put it back together and try it on a tyre. Right, so one little tiny transistor. Right, we'll take it outside and connect it up to the car, and we'll see if it'll blow the tyre up. Right, I've got it plugged into the car there, and we'll set the pressure. So I've set it to 36 there. Yes, there we go then. Apart from the pressure's going out now because I wasn't have it thingied on properly there. But right, that seems to work then. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.